returns to court now, knowing that she can't actually advance from the Azalea group, but she does still have points and prize money to play for. Following her three-set win yesterday, the 6th seed, Daria knows that victory today will send her through to the semi-finals as the winner of the Azalea group. A warm welcome back to centre court for our Day 3 coverage of the UEFA Technology WTA Elite Trophy in Zhuhai. Barry Mounts alongside Naomi Cavaday for continuation of our coverage this week. And some battles we've already had in the first couple of days, and we probably in for another here because these two have met on 4 previous occasions, all on hard courts, and they have split them right down the middle, 2 wins apiece. And their most recent encounter at last year's Australian Open, which Kasatkina came through. Prior to that, a loss in Cleveland to Linette. Kasatkina the winner in San Jose back in 2021 as well, and then previous meeting, their first encounter was also at the Australian Open in 2018 when Linette prevailed in that one. Cecilia Alberti is the umpire.
Not much from my side, this is not your first match here, so just remember for the towers, if it's okay, you can pick number 1 and you take number 2. They're challenges, so please, if you want to do that, just say challenge, and they will time me a lot for not doing any mistakes. And that's it. Do you have any questions? So it's going to be WTA or July on the board. What do you want? WTA. Let's make it work. This is all yours. You can question. Thank you. Easy. So July, Magda. You serve, and now we're going to take a picture on that side.
Our first match of this third day, Daria Kasatkina, the 6th seed, taking on the Polish 11th seed, Magda Linette. The current situation in the Azalea group, which also includes Barbora Krejcikova. A win for her on the opening day against Linette, which she did in straight sets, which was crucial. Ultimately, although she lost to Kasatkina in 3 sets yesterday. The situation, just to be clear, we know Kasatkina knows that any win will do today. If she wins both her matches, she is obviously the group winner and goes through to the semi-finals. However, if Linette wins, then Krejcikova advances, and that's because all 3 players would own a 1-1 match record. So if Linette were to win in straight sets, the percentage of sets won would be 60% for Krejcikova, 50% for Linette, and 40% for Kasatkina. And if Linette were to win in 3 sets today, then the sets percentage won would be 60% for Krejcikova, 50% for Kasatkina, and 40% for Linette. Naomi, I'm very glad somebody else worked that out, but there we go, that is the situation. Good morning, welcome to you. What are you making of the match-up today?
Hey, good morning. Sorry, I thought you'd been hard at work crunching numbers, but yes, can get a little complicated. But this one seems fairly straightforward, doesn't it? Really. So it's tough blow for Linette because the other match put her out after her straight sets loss as well. But I thought she actually produced a pretty solid performance against Krejcikova. I mean, it was fairly one-sided in the score, but it felt a lot tighter than that. Krejcikova wasn't necessarily at her best, and Linette was really pushing her. I feel like coming into this match that Kasatkina is the favourite, especially she's coming off the back of victory. But just based on what we've seen throughout the year, the consistency we've seen from Kasatkina, you feel like it's just a little more reliable potentially in those crunch moments. But she's got to remember her quality of shot, because that was the difference yesterday against Krejcikova. As soon as she got passive, she was toast, and we saw 5 games in a row run against her. But once she really started stepping and using that big forehand weapon, then she was off and running herself.
She certainly was, and delighted with her win ultimately to have prevailed over the Czech, who did have a sort of some lapses herself. She got a bit flat, but we will have to wait and see the outcome of this match to determine whether or not she would advance as the group winner. But for Linette, I just wonder, it's been tough for her to follow up what was something of a surprise. I think she would admit to that, getting to the semi-finals of this year's Australian Open, a great performance, but to back that up, that's not been easy. And aside from Guangzhou, which was recently where she made the final there, it's been pretty lean time for her in between.
Yeah, I think possibly, feeling the pressure a little bit after that. I mean, the way she reached that semi-final, 3 back-to-back top 20 wins, and then a win against Karolina Pliskova, who I know is ranked outside 20, but of course former Slam finalist, before losing a tight set to Sabalenka going down in straights in the semis. I mean, she really did perform to such a high level. So she knows she's got it in her. She just maybe hasn't cracked how to get it out on that regular basis and how to find it. But what a tremendous run it was. I mean, the best thing we've ever seen from Linette in her her long career at this stage. So she did reach the final in Guangzhou, then backed it up, a couple of wins in Beijing, and did get a win over Azarenka. So I think she's feeling a bit better at this stage of the year than she was maybe in the middle.
Well, hothouse conditions once again under the roof here. As you saw the weather forecast just there on the at the bottom of the screen, and the humidity in the 70s percentage-wise. So it's going to get pretty sticky, one would imagine, for the players as they compete once again. She won the toss and has decided to serve, and in terms of playing on the main tour, into this elite trophy, for her to just go out and play and try and win, because it does bring extra prize money and points, regardless of the fact that the semi-finals are now cordoned off to her because of the results of the last couple of days in this group. Kasatkina tipped as the favourite at the start here. Daria, the 6th seed, versus Magda Linette, the number 11 seed. It's the Azalea group we're in, and we'll see which one of these two blossoms today as they try to sort out the final placings in the group. For Kasatkina,